Today, this episode is all about the fear factor. The fear factor. And the fear factor really plays a big role in how you show up in your business and in your life. And so let's talk about how this shows up for you. So when I think about myself and I think about like the moves that I've made in business and life and like relationships and anything, most of the bigger actions that I've taken, there's been some fear involved, right? Some fear of what if this goes wrong? What if this fails? What if I mess up? What if I don't choose the right thing? Right? There's always that piece that's there that stops me or has stopped me from taking the actions that I need to take. And what I want you to do is think of something that you really, really want to do that you haven't taken action to do. And that looks like you know that you need to maybe start a weekly YouTube channel, or you need to start posting every day, or you need to start claiming the results of your work, right? Whatever that is, the procrastination and the fear that you are feeling from doing that is actually a green light. It's a green light that's calling you to move. And I'm saying this because every person that I've ever worked with, there's usually some hesitation when we are moving beyond an edge, moving beyond and going into another level of doing things so that we can like show up in a different way. And the work that I do, because it's quantum shifting you, because it is rapidly changing you, you are going to feel fear, move, fear, move, fear, move. All of you are here because you're not the 99%. You are the 1%. You are the 1% of the 1% that decide that they are going to do something different, that decide that they are going to create a life that is unlike any other. And when you decide that you are going to do this, you have committed to not being comfortable. You have committed to letting go of control. And you have decided that you're not going to do the things the way the common folk do it, the way common sense would say to do it, the way the mind is telling you to move. You've decided that you are going to do things that doesn't make sense, that are illogical, things that are just your heart, your soul is telling you to do it, and you are scared as hell to do it, and you're going to do it. And in order to have the results that you want, in order to experience what you want, you are going to have to do things that feel so uncomfortable and so scary. But I promise you, when you do those things, everything opens up. Like your whole path opens up, but you've got to move. So some of the reasons why we don't move, right, is because we're in freeze mode. We're like, and that's why we have the tools, especially if you're a part of the Be Collective or Quantum Queen or Legend. We have the tools. I have AlignedSoul Alchemy. We have things that are going to help you move. But don't think that just because I'm at this level and I'm tapped in and I'm aligned and I feel fear, that it's not in alignment. In fact, when you feel fear, know that that's a green light. The reason you feel hesitation is because it's a green light. You can tell the difference between something that you are meant to do and you're just afraid to take the action versus something that is detrimental to your life or whatever. And you get to choose that I'm going to take the scary action because I know that when I take courageous action, that results in me living my most expansive, most expanded identity. Let me see what's going on in the comments. So Z says, thanks tremendously for allowing me to quantum jump into divine intervention. Let's keep focused on the helicopter perspective. Z says, yes, I want to know what's the best way for me to allow my inner child to feel safe, embodying unshakable wealth esteem without selling my soul for it so that I can stop wobbling between worlds. I yearn for many passive income wealth containers, but it's causing major external resistance, especially while living in the illiterate, insecure Bible Belt. I live in the South too, so I totally get that. Major fear as I make the trust fall. Okay, so this is perfect. I love that you gave that example, and everybody, please put more things in the comments so that I can speak to it. And so you have, okay, so you have this thing that you definitely want to have unshakable, like amazing wealth embodied. And you know that there are many passive income opportunities, but there's going to take some work to put these opportunities together. And you know that there's some action that you need to take to do that. And so, what if the major resistance or the fears that are coming up is the green light that you take the action through it? And so, for example, we can do all of the inner child work that we want, right? You could do the Aligned Soul Alchemy process. I'll take you through it right now. You can do the Aligned Soul Alchemy process, but if you don't do step 5, nothing's going to change. I have a lot of people in my world that they're loving all the woo stuff and they love that piece, but if you don't move and if you don't take the action, you haven't shifted anything. Your inner child work hasn't been integrated because you haven't taken actions in alignment with it. You see? So, first step of the Aligned Soul Alchemy process is being aware. So you are aware that there is something there that isn't allowing you to take the actions that you need to take in order to create this passive income containers that you know you want to create, right? So that's awareness is there. Number 2, you just need to acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you are afraid. Acknowledge that there's some beliefs there that are stopping you. Acknowledge that you are scared because as a little child, especially living in the Bible Belt, you're afraid that you're going to talk about these woo-woo things. And if you're not a part of the spiritual power, the $1.11 opportunity that we're going to start next week, get in it. Lauren, drop that link because this is going to help. But because there's a fear of me, like I do a lot of woo-woo work in addition to the practical. And there was a fear that, oh my goodness, are people going to think I'm weird? Or are they going to think this is weird? Or are they going to think all these things? And it's like, you know what? I know that the work that I do changes lives. I know that the more woo that I am, in addition to the practical, that the whole world like just shakes free and blows up and that everybody does amazing. And I cannot let backwards ass or people that aren't aligned with the work that I'm doing stop me from doing the work for the people that have been praying for my work to come into their life, right? And so there's some acknowledgments there to say, okay, I know that my work changes lives. I know that I'm afraid. I know that that's there, right? So you get clear on that, okay? And then the next step that you do is the allowing and accepting that this is something that you're afraid of, allowing and accepting that these are some beliefs that you've had, allowing and accepting that, you know what, I have this fear. I am worried about this. I know that there's some actions that I get to take. I'm going to love on myself and I'm going to appreciate the me who got me to this point, right? And I'm finished with this cycle. Okay. And I'm finished with this cycle. Okay. And I'm finished with this cycle. And so you get to decide that I'm finished with not moving and not taking the action and not setting up the thing and not launching my book and not doing all of that. I am finished with that. And what am I going to do now? I'm going to align with the beliefs that I know that I get to decide are mine. Because you said it yourself. The things that you're afraid of, it's not even your beliefs. It's things from the backwards people that live in the Bible Belt or in the area where you're living that don't believe in what you believe. Those are their thoughts. They're not even yours. And so what you get to do is decide, like, what am I going to decide right now? I decide that there are people that are ready for the message that I've got to share. Not only that, but it's my duty to do it, to share it. Because when I share it, the money will come. The money is a byproduct of all of this. It's not the reason, it's the byproduct. I know that I'm here to speak my truth, to clear ancestral lines, and to do all of those things so that people can rise into their worth. They can rise into their wealth. They can rise into what they're meant to do. And so you get to decide how you're going to show up. But the most important thing is to start doing it, start showing up as it, because we can do all of the reframing, we can do all of the shifting of beliefs, we can do all of the reprogramming and repatterning. But what we need to do is repattern this new belief into our bodies by making moves and taking action in alignment with that. Okay, let's see. So Z says, yes, I feel fear as I make this trust fall. I greatly appreciate reading your ancestral timeline clearing declaration in the Amazon book. Yes, yes. And you can say that. And once you do it, say it's done, right? You say, the more I read that money wounds cleansing part of the book, the more I base my life on it. You get to do that. Yes. And so what I want to ask you, put it in the comments. See, what are the actions that you are meant to take right now that are in alignment with the woman who knows that she wins no matter what, who knows that passive income is in her, like is meant for her, who knows that like she gets to receive more than ever before. What are the actions that you get to take today that are in alignment with those beliefs? Put it in the comments, because I want you to commit that I know I'm scared. I know I'm afraid because I'm about to take this trust fall. I'm going to start creating this passive income. I'm going to start taking the actions that maybe other people won't agree with because they have different beliefs, but I'm about to show up in my own weird and woo self. And I'm going to do all the things that are meant for me to do because I know that I am meant to have unshakable money and wealth, that I like more money than I know what to do with. And I know that that is what is meant for me. So what are you meant to do that's in alignment with that? Because the fear factor gets to be evidence that you are moving in the right direction. If you are scared, I am happy. If you are like, oh my God, I am so proud, because that means that you're thinking big and you're about to make a big step that is outside of that comfort zone where keeps you where you are. Okay, let's see. Z says, yes, I want to invest in my energetic sovereignty. Yes. Okay. So you said that I yearn for passive income wealth containers. Okay. And so what is the first passive income wealth container that you are deciding that you are going to create today, and start selling? I want to challenge you to know that you can even start selling this before it's created, because you get to start saying that I have this thing, it's coming, this is the price, get it on pre-sale. And then once it's created, you can sell. And you can allow this to become passive, because then you'll put ads to it. You'll have, proven that it's working. And then you'll be able to send ads to it and that thing will sell on its own. Right? So what is the passive income wealth container that you are going to decide to start putting your actions into creating today? Okay. And so what I want you to do is start looking at where are you? Where are you not allowing yourself to fully own your magic, your wisdom? Where are you? Yes, she said, I have affiliate marketing training courses I love. Okay, so start sharing those. Start showing your public, like, I have this. The reason why I'm an affiliate of this is because of what it worked for me. And I know you're experiencing this and you're doing this, but that's not going to work. This is what's going to help you. And I know because I used it, or I know because this is what's helped me. This is what it's done, and this is what I'm going to do. And buy it. Buy it. Like, tell people how to buy it. Okay? And so there's so much when we think about fear. I'll tell you one of my fears. One of my fears was that I was too woo, right? Because so I'm very practical, and I love the fact that I can be strategic, and we can go into like the technical things that you need to do, the actions that you need to take with your business and grow it. But I know that the way that I was super successful, like I know the way that I've gotten super successful was because I included a superpower And that's the spiritual power plus my personal power. I was, doing all of this really beautiful woo things, all of these spiritual things, shaking up, situations, blowing them up and deciding what got to happen, deciding how things got to work. Not talking about vision boarding, not talking about like those basic things. I'm talking about real things like going to sleep, saying I get to wake up with a new marketing idea and a new thing that's going to be something that's going to blow my mind and my audience's mind, going to sleep and telling my subconscious, God, universe, sugar daddy, that it gets to implant that in my head and I get to wake up knowing that. Like those type of things. That's what we're going to talk about in the pinned comment, the millionaire superpower experience, because you all have the superpower to become millionaires and more. You just have to lean into it. You've got to allow yourself to use your personal power, but bring in that spiritual power. And I was always nervous that if I got too woo or too this or too that, like, that I would lose credibility or blah, 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 like all of those crazy, stupid thoughts. Yeah. Have you ever thought those? Like, tell me in the comments, have you ever thought those things? And so then I decided, I said, but wait, that's where my wisdom is. That's where my strength is. That's where my power is. My power is there. The people that hire me that make the $1 million years and that, have $150,000 months and do all of that, I'm working with them in the spiritual, like we're working on some deep things and we're moving and shifting and we're changing reality. In addition to, yes, taking practical action. In addition to, yes, moving through the fears. But it takes a lot of those other things. And so when I decided that I was going to show up as me, show up the way that I decided to show up and not let that fear stop me from doing that, guess what? Business starts to grow. So Kai says, I'm creating a mid-year manifesto, a 12-week manifestation and identity creation program, like right now. Okay, I'll start talking about it now. Start getting people in, selling it pre-sale, telling them why they need to be in this, what this is going to change for them, how taking this mid-year manifesto course and shifting your identity is going to change the rest of your 2024 and blow your mind. You want to be in this. Like no one teaches, you get to say, no one teaches manifestation and identity work like I do, like Kai does. And you want to take it from me because this is going to change your world. This is going to help you do X, 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 X. Like get so specific, Kai. Like I want you to get so close to who this client is and get so clear on who needs to be in there and needs to take that and get so clear on their results that they're going to get. And I want you to own every bit of that. You say you come into this mid-year manifesto, you do the work. This is the way you're going to come in and this is how you're going to come out. And your year is going to be the best year of your life. Like own that. Okay, Kai says, it's just an idea right now, but we'll sell the idea. I'm fearing what if no one buys, but what if so many people buy? Exactly. Well, first of all, it's an idea. And when you get the idea, it is meant for you to like move with it. Go with it. You downloaded this, you felt so good about it, go and start sharing it. And what you're doing is like the what if no one buys is what creating a problem where there is none. What if so many people buy? I love that. What if more people than you could have ever imagined buy? What if one person buys, you teach that one person, that person becomes a one-to-one client and infuses thousands of dollars into your business over 2 years? That's what happened to me. I did something. I thought so many people were going to buy. Hundreds of people joined my free thing. One person bought. That one person now has $1 million business. But if I wouldn't have worked with her, you see what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have worked with her, and if I would have said, oh, only one person bought and gave up, guess what? She might not have her $1 million business now. I called her. I said, hey, you're the only one that bought. I must have created this for you. Let's go. I'm going to make this a one-to-one container. Let's go. 3 months later, she was making 3 or 4 times as much as what she was making when she started with me doing the one-to-one container. And she was like, how do I work with you one-to-one? Now she has done $1 million in 2 years and 3 months. She had her first $100,000 month last month. But if I would have given up because not enough people bought, where would I be? Where would she be? How selfish that is of me to say it's not good enough that one person, like it wasn't good enough because only one person. What? No. I want you to come in and I want you to be so proud. And I want you to know that no one does what you do and no one can do what you do. And I want you to own the results that your clients like, own it in public. Because there's a big thing about spiritual providers. We're so scared to own our results. We're so scared to tell people this is what gets to happen for you. And that's why the sales don't come in, because you're not specific enough. You're not telling people what they can possibly get, the tangible things, and you're not owning what people have experienced with you or what you yourself has experienced doing this work. And that's from fear, the fear factor. So I said, what is it? Fear is a green light. Fear is a green light. And so whatever you're afraid of, that means press the gas. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Okay. Let's see. Z says, what about shadow banning algorithms that make it scarier to heal my visibility wounds? Okay. Guess what? God, universe, sugar daddy is my algorithm. That's the way I see it. If one person sees my thing, that means that that's the one person that was meant to see it. If 3 people see my thing, they're the 3 people that are meant to see it. And so the way I like to see it is that the algorithm works in my favor because God, universe is my algorithm. And so every time I put something out there, I don't care how many views it gets. I know that the people that are viewing it is good enough. It's good. And then also let's remember this. Oh my God. People are so like, I'm in the 200 view jail for reals. When in the world have you ever been able to post something and 200 people look at it and it's not enough? When in the world? And when does that ever make sense that 200 people saw your thing and that wasn't enough? Oh, I'm in the 200 view jail. Who cares? 200 people took time out to look at your video. I don't care if it was for 3 seconds or 3 minutes. They took their time out to look at it. Why aren't they good enough? Why aren't we celebrating that? Why aren't we seeing how great that is and how we live in a world now where we can post something and 200 people see it? Oh my God. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So I want you to decide that the universe is your algorithm, that everyone who sees it is the people who are meant to see it. And what you also get to see is that when somebody likes or comments, then more of people in their world likes and comments and sees. They can see it. And so like when I see, let's say 20 likes or something like that, I'm like, oh, at least 60 people have seen it. And I've had people buy from me that have never liked, never commented. I had no clue they were even watching. I had a comment on my Instagram the other day, and she was like, where's your podcast? I can't wait for it to come back. And I said, oh, I'm so glad you're loving the Woo and the Do podcast. And I said, we had some new episodes last week. There'll be some new ones this week. And she was like, oh my God, I've been listening and watching you since 2019. And she was like, I didn't know you had a new podcast. That tells me I haven't promoted this podcast enough. I need to tell the world about this podcast. I need to promote every time I have a new episode. Like, what? So I just want you to decide that I am my momentum. I am my validation. I am the person that decides how things are working for me. I win in every situation. I win no matter what. Say that. Start saying that. Start looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, I win in every situation. I win no matter what. And if I'm scared, that's a green light. If I have some fear, I mean to press the gas. If I have fear, it's telling me to go, 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 go. Let's see. Z says, my past life was full of public persecution for my talents. I crave being authentic, unique, and masterful. Okay, Z, I love that. I did this past, I forget what it's called. It was with Jaylee, if you guys ever know Jaylee Bowman, she's amazing. And I did something with her and I forgot what it was called. And so we looked at my life where I was having an amazing time, right? And then we looked at the life that was kind of holding me back. And so Z, we're similar. I had a life where I'm going to tell you about the life that was challenging. So I had a life that where I was kind of like Cassandra. You guys know Cassandra, that tale of the woman who's like, the world is ending, things are happening bad, and no one would listen to me. Right. So she said that I was saying that to everybody and I was telling the truth and it was what's going to happen. And I was locked up. I was told that I was the crazy one. The more woo, the more woo I got or the more stuff, it's like crazy, crazy, crazy girl, sit in the corner. You persecuted and like destroyed, right? Destroyed. And so in that lifetime, I took on that identity of no one wants to listen to me. I cannot be super woo. I can't do the things that I want to do because people are going to say that I'm crazy and I don't want to be crazy. Okay. And then there's like a history of mental illness and on my dad's side of the family, some of the people, like not my dad himself, but some other people in the family, right, have some mental illness. And so it was just some things like that it was like, oh, I don't want to be the crazy one. Right. Right. And so I let that stop me from being as woo as I really want to do, for putting all the things and putting them all together and like showing how I'm so different. I let that stop me. Now, the other life where I was thriving and people loved me, it was the life of Belle. Do you guys remember Belle? Like from I think it's from Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast? Yeah, I think Belle. And so she's like, you're in the woods and you're singing and you're just singing and telling people where it is. It's that lighter energy where you're just like, this is the way, this is the truth, this is the light. And I'm just being Belle. I'm just living my life, sharing what I know, being as woo or as strategic as I want to be, doing it my way and not deciding that someone else's beliefs or persecution is going to stop me. I want you, Z, to be Belle. Be your authentic, unique self and decide that other people's persecution is not going to stop you. Successful people don't persecute each other. Successful people aren't like, she's there. No, it's people that are looking at you and they feel inadequate, so they've got to lash out. So you be the example that they can lash out. You send them love and you wish them well, but you also don't let them stop you from being that bad, most amazing, bougie, like loving, kind, life of fame, fortune, and fulfillment that you were built for. When we decide to allow other people to stop us from being fully who we are stopping the people who are praying for your work, who are praying for you to show up, who are praying for your unique way of saying things. You are denying them the answer to their prayers. Think about that. So are you going to let a few people, one little 0% of the 0% of people that don't like you, to stop you from the millions that love you? If Beyonce said, I'm not going to show up because there's some people that don't like me, do you think she would have the beehive now? People that love her and she can do no wrong. She decided to just show up, be herself, and know that there will be haters. There will be people that don't like her. There will be people that don't agree, people that don't think she's talented. But there's more people that are going to love her, way more people. And you get to remember that. Don't let a past life determine your future life. Use that past life for information for who you get to be now. Okay. Tell me if you're feeling what I said. Tell me if you're feeling it. Okay. Kai says, oh, wow. Thank you, Christine. Yay, yay. Z says, thank you tremendously for everything, ma'am. She says, gratitude for little things amplifies, yes, into more magnificent mindedness. Yes. Kai says, oh my God, I needed to hear this. It is good enough. It is good. It is amazing. You are the bomb and no one's better than you. Same for you, Z. You are the bomb. You are amazing. No one can be you. You are the most unique person. I am the most unique me. I'm the only me that will ever walk the face of this earth. No one can be me. And there's certain people that are only going to hear what I have to say from me. They will not hear it from anyone else because they're waiting for the way I'm going to say it. They're waiting for my viewpoint. They're waiting for this energy, for me to speak directly to their soul, for me to tap into my psychic channel, for me to do all of the things that I was built here to do. And if I stop because of fear of what other people are going to think, or what if they call me the weird one, or what if then what am I doing? I'm stopping all of you, everyone that's ever watched this video, everyone that's going to watch this video in the years to come, everyone, I'm stopping them from having the experience that they were meant to experience. So Z says, why is it the more responsibility I try to balance with self-care, it feels the more overwhelming than expected? One thing I want you to remove from your vocabulary is the word overwhelm. Because overwhelm, if you go look it up in a dictionary, it is not a great word. And it has a lot of like sticky energy there. I want you to say that there's an abundance. There's an abundance. And so, okay, you're sitting, you're balancing and you're tapping and also let's let go of the word balance, because balance kind of means like you're trying to stay straight. You and I both know that you're ready to skyrocket. So that's not balance. So you're not trying to balance. You're just trying to tap into your body and feel grounded and feel ready to make the moves that you get to make. And so instead of shooting for balance, let's shoot for feeling grounded and feeling ready and not even ready. Bad word. Let's feel grounded and in motion. And let's feel like we're listening to our bodies and we're feeling regulated, but also giving ourselves the ability to feel excited, giving ourselves the ability to feel expansion, giving ourselves the ability to be like, yes, I'm winning, no matter what. I'm going to move through this no matter what. I'm going to do this. We're going to talk about like the superpower in the millionaire experience. If you haven't joined, join. It's only $1.11. I made it like that. It's $1,000 experience, 11 days with me. That's going to blow your mind. And we're going to do a lot of this woo stuff. We're going to be shifting things. We're going to be reframing, and we're going to be shaking up timelines. We're going to have so much fun, and it's totally energetic. But then you're going to have some action to take, because what is it? I'm the woo and the do. And so if you haven't joined, y'all need to join. But allow yourself to not shoot for balance and not look at overwhelm. Look at, you have an abundance of things and you get to choose which ones you move forward with. You get to choose what you do in that moment. It's always a choice. And when you realize there's an abundance, I don't have to choose it all. I'll choose what works for me. Then you're not in overwhelm. You're not in like exhaustion. You're not in like, oh, so much to do. You get to say, wow, there's an abundance of choice. What am I going to choose now in this moment? Tell me in the comments. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, let's see. Z says, I want to be making plenty of passive income wealth containers without sacrificing privacy, sleep, leisure, but it seems elusive. Okay, so first I want you to look at all the things that you think that you're going to be sacrificing, right, in order to have it. So do you see how like you're like, I want these wealth containers, but I'm thinking it's going to make me sacrifice my privacy, my sleep, and my leisure, right? So you've already decided that you want this thing, but you got to give up all of these other things. I don't know. Oh, did I talk about that? I can't remember. I have shared so many things. I'll just say this again. When you look at your desire and it's like, well, what are the reasons why I don't want this desire? And for you, you don't want the passive income containers because you think you're going to give up your privacy. You think you're going to have to give up sleep and you're going to have to give up leisure. What if you decided that you didn't have to give up any of that? You know what I mean? What if you decided that, no, I'm going to create an amazing passive income wealth containers. I am excited that I get to create it in a way that's in alignment with the life that I desire to live, which is a life of sleep and leisure and fun, right? I decide that I get to create this in a way that feels great, right? Because I mean, if you want to not have privacy, you don't want to put your face on the internet or whatever, you could totally create this based with the faceless marketing trend. You could totally do that. Like there's all, especially if it's a digital product, you could totally do that. There's ways and options if you wanted to do like not to have more privacy. But I want you to decide, instead of saying what you don't want, say, I'm so excited to create these passive income containers. I know I'm going to have to work, right? I know I'm going to have to set them up, which is going to require me to take action and to set them up. But I'm also really excited that I can do this with privacy. I'm so excited that I get to have sleep and leisure and enjoy my life because I've decided to create that. Okay. Z says the power of choice. Thank goodness you showed me that it's a possibility for women of color to feel worthy of luxurious luxury. Yes. Yes, we all get to know that luxurious experiences are for everyone, all of us, especially women as a whole. We've not been able to manage our own finances. We've not been able to have credit cards until 1972. We thought we couldn't have these lives. Right? We thought we couldn't have these lives that we really, really wanted. But guess what? We could. And that's why the world is shaking up, because women are now owning that we get to have wealth. We get to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions and millions of dollars, and wealth in the hands of women is changing the world. We get to make different decisions. We get to choose where we send our children to school. We get to choose what we invest in. We get to choose the food that we use. We get to no longer, take what's there. We get to decide. And so you get to decide. Yes. Let's see. I'm totally joining that mastermind. It's basically like you're giving this away. Yes, I decided that I wanted to do it not free, but for $1.11, because I wanted you to have some, like, putting your money to it, to be like, I'm investing in myself and I'm investing in this experience, and I'm deciding that I'm going to show up for myself in this experience. And so, not saying that free containers, people don't show up, because they do. I've had people go to my free containers and buy really amazing things from me. But this one, I was like, $1.11, 111, starting of a new thing, a new aura. And it's 11 days. So we're just using that number throughout because we get to be woo-woo and fun. Okay. So if you have not joined, join it because it's good. Kai says, definitely joining too. I will see you there. Yes. Okay. I know we went a little bit over because normally we take 30 minutes, but let's see. Is there any ways that you can also get the Telegram replays of the 11 days, or is it a private Facebook group too, please? Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about the experience. It is the Millionaire Superpower Experience. It is going to be 11 days. It's in Telegram. It's a Telegram channel. Right? So it's a channel. And so the way the channel works is where you open the channel, it's really only my messages. So you'll have it'll be like a podcast. You'll be able to press play and you'll be able to hear my messages, and they will just continually play until the last message. And so every day I'm going to come in and do messages and just talk about the different things and teach the different things. Okay. You will have access to that for as long as you live. I may eventually move this to like a Hello Audio or something where it's a podcast, but for now it's meant to be in the Telegram group. And then what we are doing, you click on the actual voice note or message, and then you can put your messages, you can voice note, you can put your homework, or you'll be able to say what you want to say just like a text, but it'll be included in whatever you're referencing. So it won't be like there's a ton of messages that you have to listen to. It's just going to be the channel. And then you can go into the message, and then you'll be able to see everyone else's message and everyone else's homework. And so I love that experience because, one, I can do voice notes from anywhere when the inspiration hits, and anyone can listen to it however they want to listen to it. Okay. So I've had some really good experiences with it. And if you guys have questions or you're having challenges getting in, just let me know. But it's been really, really good. And so I've done lately, I moved everything that I'm doing to Telegram, and everybody has loved it. I'm telling you, once you get into the channel, you'll be there. You'll have all the experiences. You'll have all access to everybody's messages. And then you'll be able to leave your own voice messages, your own questions, your own homework, and all the things. But no Facebook groups. I decided that Facebook groups are kind of, they're a little bit more for us to manage, and I can't do the voice notes and the things that I really want to do. So we've moved everything from the Facebook group to Telegram in all of my containers. But for Facebook, I do have my free group. So you'll see posts and things in there, but we're not like showing up live and doing as much there as we were doing before in the past. So let's see. So yeah, so if you have any Telegram glitches or anything, just let us know. Kai says, yes, agree. Thank you for showing us examples. I have to jump off now, but we'll catch the replay. By Kai. And then Z says, this is immensely restorative. I feel extremely honored you and make this so affordable. It's like you're just doing charity work for women overcoming poverty consciousness like myself. Yes, it's you're going to see that there's just going to be a vast majority of women in there are going to be from different areas. So you'll be in an experience where there are people that are experiencing life and they might be in poverty or they might be, not making as much money as they want. And then there's going to be a whole group of women that are millionaires and that are doing really, really well. And so you're going to be in a group of people that are going to vary, and just seeing that and just being a part of that and being a part of people that are taking the action and moving is really going to like open your eyes to what's possible for you. So I'm excited about this. Okay. All right. So that is it. I took a little bit more time, but I really wanted to just really get you out of the fear. And so any place that you see yourself stopping from moving because you're in fear or because you're worried or because you're not sure of how, if you're going to make the mistake or choose the wrong thing, I want you to know that that fear, you should press the green light, go, because you can't make a mistake. You won't make any mistakes. There's no such thing as failure or mistakes, because every choice you make is building, and every choice you make is information. It's information whether you need to turn left or need to turn right or keep straight. It's information as if you enjoy this and if you're attracting the right people, or if you need to switch your message or adjust it a little bit. Every single piece of thing you do is information. When you stay frozen is when you don't move and you don't let yourself start to gather information. And so fear keeping you frozen is stopping you from gathering the information that you need. So decide that there's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as the wrong choice. You can always choose something else. You can always make a shift or a direction or reframe, and you get to keep going and keep going and keep going. That is what is going to help you get to, redefining consciousness and wealth and like redefining what wealth is to you. That is going to help you get to the place where you're stepping into your fortunate life. You're stepping into the wealthy woman life, where you're deciding that I get to be rich and everything gets to work for me in my favor, and that I'm focused on what I want, not what I don't want. And so that's what I want you to do. Okay. So hugs, kisses, all of the feels. Come to the Millionaire Superpower Experience. It is going to change your life. I'm also going to be live on Instagram at 12 o'clock today with Shannon Clark. We're going to talk about the woo and the do, and daring to really step into the woo and daring to step into the do at the same time. We're going to talk about my story. We're going to talk about how I hid away from that do woo part, or was really woo and then pulled back a little bit, and how I'm just letting the woo flag fly. So I hope to see you on Instagram at noon today, which is about an hour and 15 minutes for me. I'm on the East Coast, and I hope to see you in an hour and 15 minutes.